Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Operation Newblood. Let's go ahead and get started here. I have some housekeeping to do. Misread this port down here in Sydney. It is a minor port, so these Anzac troops will actually only move one to P70. The infantry that railed from Sydney will stay in Sydney. The Marine will rail to South Australia, and the armor will move its to South Australia as well. The British FEC and Anzac submarines and the one destroyer will stay, or will just move to P70 as well. And in which case the Japanese did not go down one and the Anzac did not go up one. So Japanese are 52 and Anzac is at 7. Okay? So let's go ahead and continue on here. And we'll start with the British Tech. See that there? Okay. Alright, so the British will be rolling for rockets, large ship construction, jet fighters, improved construction, and improved factories. The rockets are the 9+, and that's an 11. So we score on that. That moves to stage 2. Then we have large ship construction at an 8+. That's a 2, so that's a fail. Then we have jet fighters at an 8+. And that's an 8. So that will move to stage 2. We have improved construction at a 7+. And I'll re-roll that. A 7+, that's a 4, that's a fail. Man, it was gonna land on a 12. And then improved factories at a 7+. And can you guys see that? That's a 10. So improved factories moves up to stage 2. Okay. All right. Now we have the buying of units. So the Americans are doing full mobilization on their Navy. They are all three battle. They're spending all 73. They're finishing all 3 battleships, all 3 fleet carriers, all 3 heavy cruisers, and the the light carrier. And all of that is for 53. They're buying a fighter. They're buying 2 mountain infantry and 1 militia. Okay? All right, let's move on to combat. So, if I can get you all in the right position. Okay. So the heavy strategic bomber from southern England will fly 1, 2, 3, 4 to Königsberg and do carpet bombing there. And can you guys see? Okay. And then the one transport in A30 will be picking up a Marine, a single Marine, and traveling to the Azores and doing an amphibious assault walk-in there. That is no IPP difference. So that will be all that is. So we'll go ahead and put the American roundel there. And yeah, never mind. And that is all the combat we have. So we'll go ahead and roll the dice for the heavy strategic bomber. And it will be 5 dice at 2. 5 dice at 2 against the 2 infantry in Königsberg. Drop 1, did that last time. And 1 more dice, if I can grab it. Okay, so I see 1, 2. So that will take out 1 of the infantry there in Königsberg. And the heavy strategic bomber will land back in London. Okay. All right. Now we move on to non-combat. Do have quite a bit of non-combat. Let me fix this here. Okay. So, the 1 destroyer, American destroyer by Brazil in A47 will travel to A39. The ships that are in A19, the 4 destroyers and 2 light cruisers, will travel to A39. And I am assuming that Captain G is not going to engage these units. If so, Captain G can do housekeeping in his German video. Okay. The 2 heavy transports will fly to Puerto Rico, bringing along, and they have an airbase range of 9, I think, with long range aircraft technology plus the airbase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in Puerto Rico. And they are bringing along the 2 artillery and 2 airborne infantry. Okay. The 3 leftover units in DC, along with the 1 infantry in New York, will rail to the Pacific Northwest on the West Coast. Okay. And they will be joined by the American fighter that was in New York as well. Okay. This single militia will move 1 into the Great Lakes. And that should be it for non-combat. Just checking my notes here. So we will move on to place units. So in Puerto Rico, we are placing the 1 militia, and then we are placing 1 fleet carrier, 1 battleship, and 2 heavy cruisers in port at Washington, D.C. And with the dockyard, you just have to have a supply path, from what I understand. So we can draw 1 from the New York factory. Okay. Right. The rest of the ships will be placed in port. Oh, and I wrote it down. The ships that were at sea in off the coast of San Francisco, all of those ships will be going into port along with these new ships that are going into or being mobilized. So that is 2 battleships, 2 fleet carriers, 1 light carrier, and 1 heavy cruiser. And all of the ships that are in P25 will be in port. We'll go ahead and move you guys over here. There. The 2 mountain infantry and let me fix this here. And the single fighter will be placed at the medium factory in the Southwest United States. Okay. For review, in San Francisco, we have 2 fighters, 1 medium armor, 1 artillery, and 7 infantry. In the Pacific Northwest, we have 1 fighter, 2 armor, and 2 infantry. And in the Southwest United States, we have 1 fighter and 2 mountain infantry. So that should be all that I have for the US KMT turn. Income updates, or collect income. KMT collect 1 from Yunnan, so they will have 2 to spend next turn. And the US stay at their 73 income that they collect. Okay. So we will now hand it over to Captain G for the German turn. You guys take it easy.